Hi. Today I want to discuss about the Ruby programming language. It is one of the best programming languages. I really like this Ruby programming language. When I looked at its features, its flexibility of creating or automating something with a few lines of code, it really impressed me a lot. So that is why I'm making a video with this Ruby. So Ruby is one of the best programming language that reduce the boilerplate code comparing to the languages like Python and shell scripting. You can see here. It is also highly expressive syntax, object-oriented nature, right? It is having many features as well. Let me show you a simple example here. You can see file processing example. Here we just used just three lines. You see file dot for each of data dot txt do space line, and then puts line dot uppercase. We're just opening a file and reading content and showing displaying each and every line in uppercase, right? Just two lines, two three lines. Whereas you take a Python, see, here you need to open the file. That is why we are using open keyword here. Open of data.txt, we are opening in read mode, right? R means opening it in read mode. After that we are using a for line, for each line, from the f, print line dot uppercase. Again here we are calling uppercase method. You see, it is little bit complex comparing to the Ruby programming. We need to open the file and we need to iterate. We need to use the for loop also to iterate each and every line. But whereas if you see Ruby, there is no need to do that. It's a simple single. You can see single two three lines. It removes a lot of boilerplate code. So you take a shell script also. Here also you are using ifs equal to read each line, and we are using do loop here. Echo, we are printing each line. Then we are using tr operator, tr keyword here for converting into lowercase uppercase. Done. We are reading the file here. So you can see Ruby, how beautifully it is, avoiding the boilerplate code and achieving the task in simple one or two lines, right? That is the significance of the Ruby programming. If you want to automate a certain task, or certain few things, you can simply do it with a few lines of code. You don't need to do write many lines of code, right? That is the significance of Ruby. You can use it for automating couple of things instead of Python, right? So you can see blocks iterators. So boiler how we are avoiding boilerplate reduction with a simple lines of code. There are rich set of predefined methods, functions are there because they will allow us functional style of programming. Functional style of program where common operations and collections or files can be expressed very compactly, right? That is the benefit of the Ruby. And Ruby mixins. Ruby mixins like module included in the classes provide a powerful mechanism for code to reuse without complexities of multiple inheritance. I'll show you what is this Ruby mixins here. So if you see here, um, here you see an example. We are creating two modules and then we are simply calling a person dot new, right? And we are first what we are calling put puts person dot great. What it will call, it will actually call the first method of the first module, right? So it automatically inheriting, right? It automatically inheriting the modules here. So it is called mixins, right? Modules in Ruby are collections of methods, constants, and even other modules. Unlike classes, modules cannot be instantiated directly create. Their primary purpose is to encapsulate a relevant functionality. So when you include a particular module in a class, so all its method will be available in another class itself, right? You can directly access it. So it is called Ruby mixin. It is also one of the beautiful functionality of the Ruby programming. And other thing is meta programming. Meta programming, Ruby's dynamic nature and meta programming capabilities enables developers to write the code that writes or modifies other code at runtime. So this is the very good feature of the Ruby programming. You can actually dynamically uh, you know uh, call or create a particular methods, dynamic programming. I'll explain you in this one with the example. You see here, I have created a class with with method like self dot add dynamic method. It is taking two parameters, name and black. And below here, if you see, first I created a method. I'm passing a colon greet single method. So here, just printing that user. And the next after that, I'm calling a my object dot greet of Alice. I'm passing the Alice string here, right? It will actually dynamically it will create that method, and it will print that, right? So in the next, if you see here, dynamically define another method called calculation sum. Here I want to so calculate two variables. So what I'm doing, I'm passing calculated sum, do a comma b variable, and a plus b. I'm summing it up here. So I'm invoking with the two variables. So it again creates a dynamic, at runtime, it will create that method, and it will calculate the sum. It will give the result. So that way, the dynamically what we are doing, this class serves as a container for dynamically added methods. It is creating it, right? This is the example of meta programming. So Ruby is providing this kind of feature also. That is why Ruby is very good programming. I personally suggest this if you want to automate some repetitive task, boring task, with a few lines of code, just a few lines of code. You don't need to um, understand rich set of verbose kind of related keywords or API. You take a Java or you take a Python, you need to understand a lot of verbose, lot of keywords, a lot of documents. But Ruby, it is very simple. You can achieve things in a few lines of code. I hope this video would be helpful for you, and thank you.